you're a music producer on the internet, you've likely seen articles and discussions on why EQ should go before the compressor. And there is a correct way to do it, believe it or not. But there's also a historical reason as to why engineers and producers are so adamant about this order of operations. Before DAWs were a thing, recording and mixing all happened in the analog domain, with multi-track tape. The channel strip on soundboards tended to follow a pretty regular order, no matter the brand or price tag, which is, first, the preamp is at the top, adding gain to your mic level signal so that it's healthy and can be recorded far from the noise floor. Second, there might be a few function buttons such as the mic line, input switcher, a pad, a polarity invert switch. And third, you'll have the EQ. After the EQ, you're likely to find an insert point, a send, an aux or an effect loop, a panner, and finally, the fader. There are some mix boards that have the compressor before the EQ. One that comes to mind is the Mackie Live soundboard. But aside from the standard workflow, especially in a recording studio, EQ typically comes first, pretty much right after the preamp, and then compression comes after with outboard gear. This standard workflow has stuck around from the analog era, but it also makes sense. Why? Well, typically, when recording, especially back in the analog days, engineers would do a simultaneous mix to make sure that the sounds are sitting in the right place. But this mixing approach was largely corrective. For example, if you're recording a kick and a snare, you might hone in your hearing on the different frequency ranges and remove something that you don't like a ringing in the snare, for example. By doing this corrective or subtractive EQ before the compressor, we're ensuring that the compressor does not react to a part of the sound that is unwanted in the first place. If there is very prominent ringing in the snare that is cutting through the mix, it might activate the compressor even when you don't want it to. So the kind of rule, so to speak, is subtractive EQ before compression and additive EQ after compression. But like with any rule, and I'll be the first to admit, these are broken all the time because every situation is different. So take it with a grain of salt. So tell me, do you have an EQ of choice? And does it change whether you're putting it before or after the compressor? Let me know down in the comments.